Today we have Paul Denning, team manager, Yamaha Superbike team in World Championship. And Paul, not easy this season for you and for the team. And now there is a problem with Johnny. He will not race in Cremona. How stay?
Jonathan is, let's say, the news is good because the injury recovery has been much faster than expected because the surgery was quite extensive to repair the hand. He was hoping to have a chance to race here this weekend, but his surgeon has said strongly no, because if the repair is broken open, then is possibility of infection, but also second operation and long recovery. So like this, one more week with hyperbaric oxygen chamber and a lot of careful work, he should be ready for Aragon. So as you say correctly, it's been a difficult season, but Jonathan's feeling with the R1 and his confidence to ride to the top limit of the bike is starting to come. And we don't want Jonathan Rea to be injured riding the bike in the last 3 races. I prefer 3 good races compared to 4 bad races. So we are fully focused on recovery for Aragon and then very strong Estoril and Jerez.
Okay, you have the focus on next year with the good condition of Johnny, and for next year you are working. You have some strategy to improve the motorbike. What are you working on?
Of course, this is ultimately this is Yamaha's responsibility to continue to develop and continue to evolve the performance of the R1, and absolutely Yamaha is committed to do this. Also today was announced the new 2025 Yamaha R1 with some improvements for next year. So the commitment to the R1 as a track bike for customers and as a racing bike is absolutely there. As a team, we continue to give the feedback, we continue to give the pressure to Yamaha to improve, but we are in collaboration together. And improvement is a step-by-step process. But honestly, we are not far. Locker, the last race, Locker was in second position when the rain came and he made a small mistake. I think he was in 4th place in the Superpole race when Danilo touched him and he crashed it. So racing is very small margins. Yes, we need some improvements, but already the bike is a competitive package.
Okay, so we look to the future. And then the last question, if I look the championship from outside and I look the rules of the concession, and I think that the concession have to the idea is to make closer everyone.
Si.
So if someone is behind at the gap, is to help him to go with the other.
Exactly.
But if I look at BMW, they have a lot of concession, but now they stay first in championship. They win a lot of races. They have also a gap in front of the other. So would be not correct to stop the concession if you don't need that?
This is a very good question because regulations in any sport are fantastic until something happens that makes you look, this regulation makes no sense. Before this happens, makes perfect sense. So we are all in life always looking backwards, say, now I learned something and is wrong. And in the end, BMW last year in the championship had no performance, very, very bad results, 1 million miles away from being competitive. So they fell into the area of performance which permitted super concessions. This means they can make nearly any changes to the chassis, to the engine, to the package, compared to the production motorcycle, in order to become competitive. And yes, the FIM must approve these changes, but in super concessions can be nearly anything you want. So if you have a fundamental problem with the production bike, you can modify it, you can develop, and you create, honestly, more of a prototype racing machine. And BMW, Kawasaki, Honda all fell into super concessions last year due to the average result. Kawasaki has improved this year, especially I have to say with Alex as a rider, and with his team, not only the bike, but the rules have helped Kawasaki and also Honda. But BMW, since Toprak's arrival, and it's important we take nothing away from Toprak's performance because he's the rider on the bike, making everybody else at some points look stupid because he's doing an incredible job. So it's very important we take nothing away from Toprak's performance. But the problem is now that not only with Toprak's performance, but with the average performance of BMW, Mikey winning in Magny-Cours, Garrett was very fast in Magny-Cours, also Scott Redding improving a lot. Clearly the bike is now at a completely different level and is dominating the championship. However, there is nothing inside the FIM rulebook after the super concession has been applied which allows either the concessions to be removed or for another restriction on performance to be applied. So yes, you are right to ask the question, it doesn't make sense, but the rules are the rules, and in future they need to be modified to allow for some compensation or modification if a manufacturer which is given super concessions starts to dominate, because maybe they give to Yamaha for next year some flexibility in the rules and performance goes here and we are killing everybody first and second. There should be a mechanism to bring it back, and right now it doesn't exist.
We hope in the future the FIM will think about this.
For sure they are thinking now.
Because it is in evidence that there is this problem. So we thanks a lot at Tom Denning, and we wait next race, and we hope that Johnny will be back.
Thank you so much. And for this weekend in Cremona, we have 2 Italian riders, also in the home of Prometeon. And look forward to see you at the track. We'll do our best.
Thanks a lot.
Grazie mille.